Hello, my name is Barbara. I am a behavior tech, and today we're going to talk about prompting. So, what means prompting? Prompting is anything that we can do to increase the chances that the client, the child, will make the correct answer. So, the RBT can give this assistance, can give this help to this learner, to this client during the work or before the work. So the RBT will help, will give this assistance to the client right before or at the same time that he's working or responding to the SD. Usually we use least to most prompt for the clients that does not need so much help, and we can use the most to least prompt for the clients who requires a lot of help. So now we're gonna watch a video where I can show you guys how to do the prompting least to most or most to least with the client. Thank you. Okay. All right, we're gonna clean up. It's time to do some work. Clean up. Thank you. Good job cleaning up. All right. Okay. Give me blue. Awesome. Good job. Here we go. You can play with your games again. So in the example, we have a client, and I used first the most to list with him because he seems do not have any do not know how to respond to the work. So I asked him, give me blue. He didn't know. So right before he gave me the response, I already prompting him with the full physical to get that card and put on my hand. So I helped him before because he needed more help. So this was the most to least. I used the full physical with him. All right, now we're gonna clean up. Let's clean up. Nice job cleaning up. Thank you. Okay, let's do some work now. Okay, give me blue. Let's try one more time. Give me blue. We can try one more time. Give me blue. Good job, give me blue. That's nice. So I used an example with the client. I say, give me blue. And then I gesture the blue for him. Because he was not able to get the blue, I did a second prompt. So I came full physical. I came partial physical with him, just on the elbow, so he could reach to the blue card and then give it to me. So we always try to use the least, the mild prompt, and increase the prompting as the client as the client required. So when you are giving a prompt to the client, you need to follow this rule of give the instruction, then you prompt, then you have the response, and then you need to reinforce. The reinforcement is very important so the client can understand and can get motivated to keep working with you. So don't forget about the reinforcement as the last step of the prompting. It is also important when we are doing prompt to understand the hierarchy of the prompting. So the most prompt that we can give to a client is the full physical. We try to not use this only when the client it requires a lot, so we can start to using the most to least. But when you're doing least to most, you try your hardest to not use full physical. You do not touch the client. But anyways, the most is when you full physical the client. So you're gonna guide the client, like hold hand over hand to do some activity. We have the half physical, that is like just holding him from the elbow and guiding him to do the work that you want to do with him. Then we have the model prompt that is happening when we actually do the work for him, so he can see what he needs to do. So we're gonna model for him. We also have the gesture prompt that we can pointing to him. We give a little cue for him, so we're pointing. We also have the verbal prompt that is basically you explain something to him again. And then we have the visual prompt as the least. The visual, you're basically gonna grab a picture of what you need him to do and just show him as a reminder, and then he needs to look and then do it. Okay, so when we use prompting, we are using the errorless teaching. Why we need to use errorless teaching with the client? We do use errorless teaching to increase the correct response for the client and decrease incorrect responses. Autistic kids does not learn through the mistakes like a typical kid would learn. So we need to help them to get always the correct responses, so we can help to avoid trigger maladaptive behaviors, problem behaviors. So we actually give them opportunities to do only correct responses and learn through that correct responses. When we use correct responses, it's beneficial for them, better than allow them to do mistakes during the work. So we will use the errorless teaching to increase opportunities for correct responses, and we will also reinforce the child so he can make the connection that when he does a correct response, he receives a reinforcement. If you have a child that is not cooperating to correct the answers, the demands that you're giving to him is really hard, it's difficult. Even the simple demands, you need to speak less and reinforcing him more. And then we need to talk about prompt fading. When you are working with distracted trial method, the goal of the DTI is actually help the learner, help the client to engage in independent responses, is also generalizing the responses, the skills that he learned during the session. So we're gonna use the prompt fading to reduce, to decrease, to remove the promptings that we are giving to them and allow them to respond everything independent. So here is some steps that you need to know when you are when you're following a prompting with the client. So the first thing is the client's answer should match with the intervention, with the DTI intervention plan. So if they say touch nose, the client needs touch nose. If they touch lips, touch cheek, touch forehead, is incorrect. So you need to prompt. Another thing is the learner needs to respond the SD quickly and accurate. So if it takes more than 3 seconds, between 3 to 5 seconds to answer, we're gonna have to mark as incorrect and we need to prompt the client. If your client do not answer the SD, or if he respond incorrect, you need to prompt too. And the last thing that we need to do is be really careful with what you say to the client. So if you're giving an SD, you need to be clear, you need to be objective. You can't say, pay attention, look, trying to catch the client's attention like that, because he can get very confused about what is an SD and what it is. First, we need to gain the client's attention, and then you can give the SD, and then if you need, you can do the prompt. So right now, we're gonna see another video of me using these 4 steps when we're doing prompting. All right, now we're gonna do some work. Give me. Thank you. All right. Chris, let's do some work right now. Christopher, good looking, nice. All right, give me blue. Good job, give me blue, that's right. Give me blue. Nice job, give me blue. Here we go, you can play back with your rocks. Thank you. So, as you can see, the RBT catch the client's attention first before he start the work. And then she knew that it would be something new for him that he's not able to do by himself. So she gave the SD, prompted him, and then she reinforced him at the end. Okay, so now we're gonna watch some videos just to illustrate parts of the prompting. Touch your nose. Nice, good job touching your nose. Let's touch your nose. Nice job touching your nose, good. Okay, do this. Awesome, very good. Give me blue. Nice job giving me blue. Very good. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.